Yes, Mr. Randy.
I have Kara Peterson sitting on my left. My name is Randy Weckerly, and this is the Distillery Channel.
I love this music.
And a little bit of music coming from
The Hofbrauhaus.
the Hofbrauhaus in München. Das Deutschland. You know what Das Deutschland is? You know what Das Deutschland is?
Yes, it's Germany.
There you go.
It's Germany.
So
I do know a little German.
you do? What's his name? Oh,
Not that kind of
you
German.
mean the
right?
language is what
Yes.
you're saying. All right, I got you. I must have totally...
Get your mind out of the gutter.
I didn't know gutter, Miss Kira. Why do you go down that path? I don't know.
I don't go down that.
I think we do. Anyway, Miss Kira,
Yes, Mr. Randy. I can't hear myself
you
right now.
can't hear yourself? How about now?
I can hear myself now.
Okay. There you go. Well, if you
Thank
speak
you.
English instead of German, everything will be okay. Anyway, this is the Distillery Channel, Distilleries, Breweries, Wineries of the World show. And in today's show, we're going to be talking to Jay Johnson out in Denver, Colorado.
Yes.
They got a festival coming up, and I understand that if you get the golden prize, you get a bunch of booze along
You get
with it. Right?
50 bottles of booze.
Now, does everybody get that?
No, there's
The
one
winner-
person.
one winner gets-
But if you do go through 224 distilleries in
Yeah.
a year, you get
Bottle of booze from everybody.
yes.
Man,
And we gotta go to Colorado.
that's a 2 distilleries a month. Well, that should be doable, you know?
I mean, Colorado isn't that big.
No.
No offense to Coloradoans.
No, but the air is clean. People are in shape. You know that people in Colorado are the most in shape people in the world?
That still blows my mind.
Yeah.
I would never thought in a million.
I don't think it
I would
is.
think of like California, but Colorado.
I do not think it's because of the medical marijuana. I think it's the active lifestyle.
Well, they got skiing and fishing
hiking.
and hiking and biking.
Yeah.
I
And they
mean,
put numbers on the mountains, so I think the bigger the number, the tougher they are. So,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not sure
gotta
how that
do a
works.
black diamond.
But that's in skiing.
Yes.
But I'm talking about climbing.
I don't think I would. I don't want to be like those people that
No.
fell in the Grand Canyon.
No. Anyway, the Distillery Channel has grown up since our last show, and we are now classically the platform for the breweries, the wineries, distilleries of now over 37 statewide organizations. We're very proud of that. Situation with our going forward here in the state of Wisconsin, we certainly have a lot of updates, but we want to cover just a few updates that have been sent to us around the country that are upcoming. In Colorado, the 24th, they are going to have an event that's called Hearts and Trails Festival. It's going to be from 3 to 7, Mile High Station in the heart of downtown Denver.
Yes.
And we're going to find out later from Jay Johnson that they have more distilleries per capita than any other location in the country.
That still blows my mind.
You know, when you think
Still
about
blows my
that, but
mind.
think of that, there's over 500 of them out in California, but Colorado, they got to be condensed.
Yes, there's
So-
less space.
More beer per capita than anywhere, you know, and that's not beer, that's bourbon. They're bourbon.
That's distilleries.
Yeah. How do we keep it straight? Okay.
Gotta
But
connect the dots.
Anyway, our friends out in Maryland, which is really cool, they cover a lot of different situations. Maryland Distillers Guild would like to invite everybody in the country to join them for the second annual Spirits of Maryland in Southern Maryland. The event is a rare opportunity to taste and purchase craft spirits from across the state amidst a grand collection of historic naval aircrafts.
When is it?
That is going to be, again, February 24th. There's a
Why
lot
is
of
everything on that day?
I think it's a transition day, going from winter to spring, and it just is something to do, you know.
I know, but I want to go to all of these
Well, you're not
events.
going to be there.
I can't be.
I know it. The Pax River Naval Air Museum from 1:30 to 4 or 4:30 to 7. That sounds very cool, you know.
Wait, it's on an aircraft carrier?
It's Naval Air Museum.
That
Yeah.
is so cool.
Yeah, it's going to be amongst naval aircraft.
That is so cool.
Yeah, the Spirits of Maryland will feature distillers and products from over 10 Maryland distilleries, as well as specialty tastings from a select few. VIP guests will also be able to enjoy chats and seminars led by the distillers, including Bourbon History of Maryland. I think
So
that's very
cool.
cool, yeah.
That is so cool.
Another segment they're going to do is So You Think You Know Gin.
Right up your alley, Randy.
I'm going to tell you, I do know gin.
He does.
Yep, I do.
There's a bottle right behind us from.
Yep. We thank Callie Pfeiffer, Communications Manager, Maryland's Distillers Guild, for that. We also know that in Wisconsin, our own home state, on the 24th of February,
woohoo!
Distill America, our own event.
Up in Madison.
Up in Madison, the heart of Madison, overlooking Lake Winona, or Mendota.
Mendota.
Is it Mendota?
I don't know. No, I don't.
No, they got all three of them there.
Whatever.
I just covered them that way. It's the big lake and right by the campus, right by the Capitol. Distill America brings in distillers from all over the country. We were at it last year. The Wisconsin Distillers Guild is going to have a big presence there. We're going to have our annual meeting right before the Distill America event. Distill America event is a place where, I'm going to tell you, people waited in line.
It's my first year, and I'm pretty excited.
Well, if you're excited about Maryland, you're going to be excited about this because there are some great bourbons that we're going to be featured there.
Yes.
Now, also, we're working in the state of Virginia, in the Virginia Distillers or Winery Association down there.
Yeah, with
Laura Pete, and she has some great things that she's doing down in the state of Virginia, working with some special announcements coming out there we're going to have next week. This past week, though, we had some excitement in the state of Wisconsin where legislation that was going to negatively impact the distillers, breweries, and wineries of the state of Wisconsin has been postponed.
It
was opposed and put to bed for bedtime, actually, this morning. So, anyway, we hope that they allow in the state of Wisconsin. There's enough legislation right now to keep everything in check in a way that it is. We don't need any more to impede the small craft brewery, winery, or distilleries.
Right. A big thank you to Brian.
Brian Salmons, president of the Wisconsin Distillers Guild.
And the owner of Twisted Path.
He is, Milwaukee. Yeah.
Yes.
He's a great guy. We've really enjoyed that a lot.
And he has that really cool tasting room that just opened.
He does.
We got to check that out again.
Yeah, so Miss Kira, I want to reflect over last night. We went in to talk to one of our clients in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, where we come to you high from the 48th floor overlooking the Geneva National Resort next door to Abbey and Abbey Springs golf course.
Yes,
and,
we're bringing a Pro-Am, right?
Well, we are, but I want to talk to you about last night. My understanding is you come from the world of music. Give me a short update. With the winery, what you did with Mr. Doug.
So Mr. Doug and I he's a musician, and his lovely wife, Kathy, is an artist.
Yeah.
I am not creative. I'm not creative in the painting aspect, but we were discussing with each other about doing an art show.
Art show?
Art radio show about pairing up music and photography and art of many different aspects, because art is not just music or photography.
So Doug is the musician, his wife is the artist, and you are the crazy kid that's going to be modifying this whole group.
Yes,
all right.
Along with music photography.
Well, we'll have to unfold that a little bit later in this show.
Right.
We'll be right back with Jay Johnson, Bear Creek Distillery, Denver. Talking about the Maryland updates and the Wisconsin updates, but now we're going to talk about Colorado.
Woohoo! I love Colorado.
I do too, and we're going to find out if you really get high in Colorado easier than we do here in the Badgerland. So, anyway, on the phone I have Jay Johnson, and he is affiliated with Bear Creek Distillery, and he's going to be bringing us up a little information about that brown liquid that they produce. And festival coming up next week. So anyway, Jay, welcome to the Distillery Channel. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Well, we're glad that we made it. We had a little technical issue, and we could claim it was Jay's fault there a minute ago, but it wasn't. Anyway, we were talking about your distillery and the spirits there and where you're located. So let's recap where you're located and how people get to your distillery and a little bit of the history of that.
Great. So we are in Denver proper, just about a mile and a half south of downtown in the South Broadway corridor. If anyone's familiar with the Denver area, we are just west of the University of Denver. We've been here since November. We've been open to the public since November of 2014. We are a grain-to-glass facility. We use all Colorado grain minus the sugarcane that we use for our rums, which comes from Paraguay. So we are a energy efficient focused. We are a spirits forward, and our tasting room, we have a high level of mixology. So we are a sought out watering hole here in Denver.
Well, the next time we come out there, I was originally from Illinois, so I probably have a few notes I could bring to our ex-governor that's, being housed by one of your finest facilities there in Colorado. Most of our governors from Illinois do find other, places to stay for a few years when they're done, but it was, I just remembered I was out there when Blagojevich was, we were out there visiting Denver a number of years ago, and he was transferring to that facility for a little bit of time. So anyway, it makes, heart grow fonder, I guess. Anyway, one of the things that you were mentioning before is that there's more distilleries per capita than anywhere in the country. Tell us about that, because that's going to lead us into next weekend in the Hearts and Trails Festival and what Colorado is doing in helping people find their way around to the different distilleries.
So Colorado is its own microcosm, if you will. We've had the luxury of having the craft beer boom in Colorado, if you will. Mm-hmm. And the people here in Colorado and Denver in particular really do drink and eat locally. Mm-hmm. And they've really embraced this culture of craft spirits, if you will. And we have the luxury, and I'm sure it's similar in Wisconsin where you guys are, we have just amazing local farmers who create some of the best grain in the entire country.
Right. And
we are able to utilize that. There's other things that are craft here as well. People in Colorado like to have a good time. So it's more of a lifestyle choice here, I think, for people, and a lot of people have moved to Colorado and really embrace the things that make Colorado special. And I just think that the spirits boom of the last decade, if you will, is just sort of a reflection of the attitude of the people here.
Well, we also know that Colorado is one of the healthiest states. The people are the most fit and most trim. Our main company is called Live EcoStyle, and it's all about travel, and we merged together the world of golf and travel and spirits. So the show that we're on today is called Under the Distillery Channel. But we do know on our travels to Colorado, we have a golf show that's called Where to Play Golf, and we've played many of the courses out there, and we've experienced that. But one of the things we saw naturally just sitting in Denver, that everybody was in shape. So tell us why people are what you folks do in Colorado we could do when we stop eating cheese curds here in Wisconsin.
And drink a bunch of beer.
Yeah, I probably have more of the Wisconsin body type than the Colorado body type, but that's not true, actually. But, there's just so many activities right on hand, and it's crazy. You could be skiing and biking and golfing, of course. I'm a big golfer myself, and it's when the sports teams here are not amazing, like the Broncos have a down season, maybe not the Broncos, but the Nuggets and the Avalanche. If they start having a bad season, it's reflective in attendance, because, do you want to watch a losing team play, or do you want to climb a 14er, or do you want to, it's a bike-friendly city. You can go out and say, you want to go drinking and you bar crawl on your bike. I mean, it's always sort of surrounded a music festival or an outdoor activity. So we're always moving. Right. And I just think that, people have the mentality here of, work hard, play harder. And part of that play is physical fitness combined with, I don't know how many every weekend you see a beer dash. So it's a 5K, and at the end of the 5K, you get a flight of craft beer. It's just
sounds like my kind of workout.
We've been able to sort of marry those two things together, if you will.
Well, it is absolutely an exceptional climate. On air with us, we have Jay Johnson of the Bear Creek Distillery, and he's also very passionate about next weekend, the 24th, Hearts and Trails Festival is going to be coming forth there in Denver. So tell us what that's all about, because I think that's great for a person that's coming to Denver. There's a lot of things you have going on with that and the trails that you've created.
Well, it's truly the first time we've been able to put such a saturated product of everyone who produces in the state. Generally, you're going to have some of the smallest producers up to the largest producers in Colorado that are Breckenridge and Stranahan's, down to the mom and pop who might not even distribute outside of their tasting room. So it's an amazing opportunity to celebrate all of the producers. And the event itself is actually a launch party for the Colorado Spirits Trail. It's something that 6 other distilleries and myself have been working on for the last year. And this is the first time anyone's actually been able to pull it off. So it's just truly a celebration of the hard work and the passion of the industry itself. And I think I would be remiss if I didn't mention sort of the golden trophy of this whole thing. One person at the event with their ticket purchase on Saturday, the 24th, they get a bottle of booze from each distillery on the Colorado Distillers Guild. So they're going to walk away with 50 bottles, 50 bottles of booze.
Wow.
Probably a little bit irresponsible on our part, but we'll make sure they get home safe.
How do they get that? How do they get the 50 bottles?
It's just with ticket purchase, showing up to the event itself, we've all offered up a bottle as a sort of a prize pack. And that sort of ties into one of the other unique features of the Distillery Trail itself. The first 24 people that complete the trail in a calendar year receive that same prize.
I like that. Okay.
Can we go to Colorado now,
Randy? We'll be there in a minute. Okay, so Jay, we got to head out. Give us the .com of your distillery.
Okay, you can visit us at www.bearcreekdistillery.com.
And he has a bottle waiting for you and I, Kira, sitting right there. We got to get you in our Links and Libations magazine, Jay. It puts together golf and sipping. Who knew? It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll be out there. Anyway,
sounds great.
Look forward to meet you in person soon. So anyway, that's Jay Johnson in the Bear Creek Distillery. We'll be right back. Kira Peterson, Randy Weckerly. Thank you, Jay. Can't wait to come to Colorado.
Thank you, Jay.